Hello, welcome back to another Tabletop Talk. I know in the past I have done a video about setting up Strat-O-Matic computer in order to do a replay. And so with my 1947 set that I just received, trying to figure out how to set up a replay for that. So again, I'm just going to share a little bit about what I've been thinking and working on. So with APA, I started to try a 1946 season replay to where I'm playing every game of the season. And so that's something that I have wanted to do for a long time. And so I've been experimenting with different ways to accomplish that. APA is a great game for that in that it goes quick. It plays out pretty easy. The problem is that I'm finding that I struggle with managing both teams. The stat accumulation is a bit of a chore. I've been doing it with ball stat and ball score, which works well, but not as well as, say, Strat does computer or Action PC, or not Action PC, PC Replay, rather. So I'm just trying to figure out something that I could accomplish that goal. Again, I've wanted to do a complete season every game for a long time, and I think it's that time in my life where, I'm going to see if I can work that out. So I was thinking about giving the 47 set a shot and seeing how it goes. So what I've done is with Strat, you don't get every player. And so with the computer version, you have the option of doing an as played, which, excuse me, I forgot to turn my phone down. Got a spam of all things. So you have the option to do replay, but again, with that, you don't have all the cards. So your options are just to ignore a physical card when it comes up, or to try to print one off, which is doable. I figured out how to do that with Word. And I'm doing that with the 1920 White Sox replay that I'm doing. So for this 1947, what I thought I would try is doing it with just the cards. In other words, if there's not a player that's carded, then not, that basically just replay the season off the cards. So you're not able to do an as played as such. I mean, I guess you could try to do an as played and then just fill in the uncarded players with carded ones, but that seemed like a little bit of work to me. So when you get the season for the PC, you actually have a couple options. So if you go to League and then you install the rosters, we'll go to 47, so as our example. You can download Deluxe Season Roster Set as Played, and you can see there it's new in 2022. So basically what that does is, as played, every player has a card in the computer. But again, if you have the cards themselves, there's going to be some players who aren't carded. 1947 Season Rosters Original. That is the option that I want if I want to play with just the cards. So basically, it starts out with every player carded where they are carded, and with Strat, I believe they put most of the traded players on the team they ended up with. And so, with that, basically the cards, the players that are carded on the teams that they're carded, that is the option that I chose for my 47 replay. Now, a new option they're doing for the 2022 is that you can merge the AL and NL seasons, which is a nice feature. However, I've discovered that if you're not doing as played, it won't let you do that option. So as you can see up here, I've renamed the 47 AL and NL. It wouldn't let me combine them into a major league if you do the original option. And I don't know why, but it wouldn't let me do that. So I've got the AL set up, and then I've got the NL set up. And so far I've played a few games. I've already played Jackie Robinson's first game. And again, with me using the cards, in real life, he faced Johnny Sane. In the replay, he faced Warren Spahn. The Braves beat the Dodgers 1-0, and Jackie went hitless, I believe, but it was still exciting to watch him play. Yeah, he was 0 for 4. So, and I believe he went hitless in the real game. But at any rate, so obviously with me using the cards, the starting pitchers are going to be the pitchers who had the most starts that year. And so the starting lineups also are going to be on what was used most. So again, with Strat, I've never did that. So basically, I'm just going to try to replay the whole season based off of the cards. So if they're carded, they're they're being played. The players who aren't carded will not be played, and then the lineups are going to be based on the cards. So far the computer is making the lineups, and I'll tweak them if I want. I'm choosing one team to manage. I've said in other videos I really enjoy having one team playing against the computer. And so for this particular replay, that's how I'm going to work it, is that I'm going to let the computer pick one team, I'll pick the other team. The advantage to this is that if I get weary, I can autoplay some games if I want. So I figure I'm going to try to spend this year doing 47, seeing if maybe I can get through it in a year. I'm a little late to the game as we're already in the end of February. So that'd be 10 months. So, but even if it goes longer, it'll go longer. It's just, that's kind of my game plan, and we'll see how it works out. And as most of you know, quite often, we start these things and, we don't finish them, and that's fine. It's just, I really, on my bucket list is to do a season where I play every game. And so I've, again, been experimenting with APBA, ball score, replay. And so I'm just trying to find, because that's a huge project, I'm trying to find a way to do it that would work for me. And so I'm going to give this a whirl. Excited about the new season. 47 is a great season. And that doesn't mean I won't play APBA and other things on the side, because again, I'll get bored, but that's kind of where I'm going. So I thought I'd take just a few minutes to kind of show my options. And again, I did this in a previous video, but these will be different options. So for the rules, I'm doing maximum level, but the only maximum rules I'm doing is to improve out distribution. So basically what that means, if you have like a ballpark, it's always a line out. And so instead of a line out, they'll make it a pop out or fly out to left field. So that's the only thing that does. It doesn't change any of the results on the card other than distributing the outs. I'm doing the robbing home run rule because I think that's exciting, and that's something that's in the cards. And then catcher blocking the plate rule is the same thing. That's an option in the cards. So basically, because I'm playing off of the cards, all the options are just the cards. So those are the only three that I'm using. I am using the weather effects, clutch hitting, because again, that's on the cards. Super advanced steal, super advanced strategy charts, no closer rules because not needed in 1947. Again, I am using the miscellaneous rules just for those three. I'm using the super advanced injury charts. I am going to try to do the injuries. So I know Baseball Demos is doing where he's doing the rest and everything. So I'm going to see how the computer does about making the lineups. And with the injuries and things, I'm going to see if I can get by without doing that. But we'll see. In the middle of the season, we may need to start doing that to get people a little closer to their, actual usage. So, and I want to stay relatively close to that. I am doing allow ground ball and pitchers cards. And then, of course, pre-2020 rules, because post-2020 rules suck to me. And I don't want to ruin my 47 replay. Lineups and usage, primary with rest. I am giving scheduled days off, no Swap-O-Matic. Minor leaguers with MLB eligible. So basically that's just giving you 25-man rosters and then 40, and then the target pitching is 10. Because there's a few teams that only have 9 pitchers carded just because that's all they used. Try to overlimit usage. I'm not using the actual pitcher batting cards. These are available, but again, because I'm trying to keep it as close to cards and dice as possible, I'm using the pitcher's hitting cards. So I'm not using the actual pitchers because you don't have the cards for that in the 47 set. Dice mode, minimal play-by-play. I'm turning off the suggested defensive strategies because I can pick my own when I'm managing my team. I am showing the flight of the ball. I turned that off for a long time, but I decided that I do like that. It just kind of gives it a little bit of representation, and I have it set at 0, so it goes pretty quick, but it just gives me a little bit more in my mind's eye, along with the minimal play-by-play, what's going on the field. So it just helps fill in, my imagination a little bit. I am doing the trivia questions, which I like, and I'm doing the newsworthy events. I'm doing the dice rolled manually, of course. I'm showing the cards in the notebook because I obviously am doing this cards based, so I want to see the cards on the computer as well. Split cards manually, animate the super advanced fielding chart, which is really helpful. So, when you do that, it pops up just the section of the super advanced fielding chart that you need, and that's a real time saver. So I'm getting the benefit of the chart without having to look it up myself. So that's a really nice feature. And then again, you can input that roll. So it's real close to doing, the cards and dice, but it saves you a little time and effort. All 3 dice stop together because, again, I don't need the dramatics because I'm rolling them myself. Sound, when I'm not broadcasting the game, I do like the crowd noise and the music. I don't like the dice and card sounds because I'm making my own. I don't need a fake dice and card sound because I have my own dice and card sounds. I do like the crack of the bat. I don't like the home run sounds because that does the fireworks, and they didn't do that in 1947. And I do the vendor and PA sounds. There's one thing I did, and if anybody's interested, I can go into a little bit more detail about this, but when you have a situation where there's runners in scoring position and it's important at bat, they have a sound where the crowd is kind of chanting, and I hate it. I just hate that. So I actually went in the sound files and got rid of that one and replaced it with regular crowd noise, so that when that comes up, that just drives me. The rest of the sounds are fine, and they don't bother me. But that one, I hated it. I would hurry up and try to get through the roll so it would go away. So if you had that same problem, let me know, and I can kind of show what I did to eliminate that to where I just have regular crowd noise in situations like that. So, autoplay, I do the box score, the play account, and the score sheet always. I do all the subsets because I want to see, team versus team, day versus night, by month, home versus road, etc. And I save to file. So I like to save all the box scores. I do all the events, and I'm not for sure where these go, but I save them all anyway, so wherever they're at, I can get them when I want them. And I don't do anything with the leaders. I don't show the ballpark entry. I could find pictures for that, but that's just a little extra work than I want to do. So I'm not doing that. So, and it has the option to where you can import options from another file, which is kind of cool, but I set up the 47 National League, and then I tried to import it to the American League, and it did most of them except for the miscellaneous rules. It kept all of them, so I had to go in and change that myself. So it didn't exactly transfer all of the options, but it came close, so it saved me a little time. But that's something new for 2022, is that you can try to import your options from another season, another season. So again, when I get to the World Series, if I get that far, I'll probably just play that on the side. Or I guess there's probably a way to do a postseason, but 1947, obviously the only postseason is the World Series. So if I get that far, I will do that. So, and just everybody probably knows this, but when you update your league, you can go to your team nicknames. Oh, I haven't did that yet. So basically, I thought I did that. Oh, I have the wrong 47. Yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure I did that. And then I saw the Padres, and I know that they are not in 1947, so I had the wrong year. There we go. So then you can type them in all at once, so that's a handy feature. So, but anyway, so that's kind of what I got going on. So I set under the league, let's see, go back to 47. I set everything to hold because if you do manual, it's, well, I can show you. So if you go to schedule batch change, you can set all of them to hold, which I've already done, or all to manual, all to autoplay, whatever you want. But like when I pull up the schedule, when you do hold, you can pick which one you want, change it to manual, and then it'll play. If you do manual, all of them manual, it will automatically make you play that first game. And so sometimes, you know, I want to move around in a particular day. So you can see I've done Boston at Brooklyn, and I've done Pittsburgh at Chicago. Chicago, the Cubs won that one 5-0. Hank Greenberg is playing for Pittsburgh this year, of Tiger fame. And this is his last season, and so he is with Pittsburgh this year. So anyway, you can see I've got St. Louis and Cincinnati and the Giants at the Phillies coming up. So, but this way, you know, if I want to do that game, then all I have to do is just hit manual and then hit play, and then it'll take me to that game. So, so I set all those to hold. So anyway, so I'm, you know, playing the cards on the table and doing the computer as an aid. And one thing that I've said when I was talking to Dave Gardner is that the one thing that Strat computer version does really well is Strat. If you want to play Strat and you want the aid of the computer, again, it's the graphics aren't nearly as good as Replay, you know, PC, but it does the Strat very well. The stat package is excellent. And once you learn your way around it, you can, you know, got quite a few options to where you can set it up how you want it, as I've done here. So again, you know, I wanted to try a replay with the card. So that's going to give me some more variety. I mean, even with as played, you know, there's the variety, but with this, you know, it's basically just playing off of the cards. It'd be like, you know, me and some friends getting the cards and setting up a league. And so that is what I, you know, am going to like to do. And so we'll see how far I get with it. You know, all this experimenting is good. It gets a little discouraging because, you know, you try some things, don't like it, and you feel like you are not getting anywhere. But like in most things in life, most endeavors, you fail a lot before you figure out what works for you. And so, you know, I think this has the prospect of being a good project. And so I'm still doing my 54 replay with the Braves. Still doing the 20 White Sox. So, and I had a couple other things going that I probably will jump back into, like the 28 replay with the Yankees, the 64 with payoff pitch. I've not given up on that. And so those are some things that I will do from time to time. But I'm going to try to dig my heels in and see if I can get somewhere with this, because, you know, I really wanted the immersive experience of doing a complete season. And one good thing about having done some 46 with APBA is that I'm much more familiar with the players than I would have been without that. And I'm still going to do some 46 APBA or APBA with other things again. But for, you know, this particular project, something I've always wanted to do, I'm going to see if I can get anywhere with this. So as usual, I appreciate any comments and appreciate all the feedback and all the kind words. And I will see you next time.